Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Cotton. I'm the Community Resource Developer and Perkins Grant Coordinator for the Delaware County Technical High School, and I would like to welcome you to the School of Construction Technology Open House. Tonight, we have many of our teachers joining us, as well as some DCTS administration as well. So to kick things off and to start talking about our programs, these are the programs that we'll be featuring tonight for the School of Construction Technology. We'll be talking all about them, watching a short video, and answering any questions that you have at all about the program. If you do have any questions during this presentation, please feel free to put them in the chat or in the Q&A box, and they will get answered at the very end of this presentation. This presentation is also being recorded and will be put on the DCTS website. So to start things off, we have a short video of all of our programs so you can see what the laboratories look like and the classrooms and get an idea of what our students will be working on. Enjoy.
The Building Trades program teaches general construction skills and knowledge necessary to build a house. Practical experience and classroom training prepares students enrolled in the Building Trades program for employment in general construction or property maintenance. Students are taught carpentry, masonry, plumbing, roofing, drywall application, painting, and framing or finishing. Students learn basic safety, the use of hand tools and power tools, and construction technology. Students explore floor systems, wall systems, ceiling joists, and roof joists. They also learn plumbing with copper tubing and fittings. Students learn about exterior finishes, basic stair layout, electrical safety, residential electrical work, and PVC plumbing for drains, waste, and vent. Also, the opportunity is provided to students for creating a National Occupational Competency Testing Institute box for their exam. The carpentry program provides students the opportunity to learn building layout, framing, roofing, window and door installation, and finished trim work. On-site projects include the use of hand and power tools to do building layout, flooring, framing, and wall construction, roofing, and the application of exterior and interior finishes. Upon graduation, students can continue their education through local union apprenticeship, a variety of partnering college programs, or the Association of Builders and Contractors. Through this project-based program, students learn about hand and power tool safety, measuring, layout, basic blueprint reading, basic wood joints, and material sizing. Additionally, they learn basic trim methods, advanced framing methods, interior trim package installation, exterior roofing, window and door installation, blueprint reading, and estimation. Advancement in the program means that students will be eligible to increase their knowledge on roof framing, building layout, advanced exterior finishes, advanced interior finishes, blueprint reading, deck construction, and advanced estimation. The Electrical Construction Technology program provides students with an introduction to the basic concept of residential and commercial wiring. With an emphasis on safety, students install circuits, switches, conductors, circuit breakers, and other electrical devices. Topics covered include selecting and ordering material, key supplies and tools, codes, blueprint reading, and low voltage wiring. Students are taught in compliance with the National Electric Code and the Residential Construction Academy industry standards. Students will begin working towards their RCA and OSHA 10 certifications immediately. When students first explore this program, they learn safety, tools, residential wiring, blueprints, circuitry, devices, raceways, bending, Ohm's Law, and work to complete OSHA 10. As students continue in the program, they attain employability skills. Students gain more in-depth knowledge with respect to safety and tools, commercial wiring, review of blueprints, devices, raceways, bending conduit, panels, disconnects, and circuitry. The Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing Technology program introduces students to the basic concepts of residential and commercial work. With an emphasis on safety, students work with copper, black pipe, electric, and full HVAC systems. HVAC and plumbing professionals are instrumental in ensuring that homes and buildings function properly on a daily basis. Topics covered include selecting and ordering materials, supplies, tools, codes, blueprint reading, and low voltage wiring. Students learn about safety, tools, residential work, blueprints, basic HVAC systems, and basic plumbing skills. Students are taught in compliance with the International Code Council Plumbing, Mechanical, Fuel, Gas Code, and the Residential Construction Academy industry standards. The welding program can be extremely rewarding due to the fact that employers have a constant need for skilled welders. Welding is used in manufacturing, construction, and many other industries. In the welding technology program, students are taught oxy-fuel gas cutting principles and practices, arc cutting principles and practices, and welding inspection and testing principles. Welding technology students research careers in the welding field and learn how to weld in all positions. Further, they learn how to interpret blueprints and lay out projects from cutting to tacking to full completion of projects. Students learn about precision cuts in steel plates using superheated gases and learn how steel is formed from a liquid to solid. Students also gain hands-on training in a variety of welding procedures, including shielded metal arc welding, gas metal arc welding, flux corded arc welding, and gas tungsten arc welding. In this program, students learn how to use the proper equipment for testing welds, destruction, and hardness testing. They gain experience in reading and understanding manuals and specification charts for the welding process. The students learn how to use grinders and chemical baths for surface cleaning, proper clamping techniques, and welding standards established by the American Welding Society.
Awesome. I hope everyone enjoyed that video and got to see the idea of what our programs look like. Additionally, here are some pictures from our building trades program, our carpentry program, electrical construction technology, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning and plumbing, and welding. This is what our application currently looks like. We are moving to an online application format that can be found on our website. The website will be displayed at the very end of this presentation, or if you can read closely on that admission application, you can see it slightly at the very top. But all of the information that you see on this application itself is the same information that you'll be providing to us on the online application format online. At the bottom on the left page, you do see some information that our counselors have to fill out from the sending schools. It is a good way to talk to your counselors and get a feel for if this program might be right for you, get an idea of how to do the application process, as well as the counselor will be submitting supplemental paperwork on your behalf about your attendance, your disciplinary records, and your grades. So we do look at a lot of information about our students and looking at the choices that you are selecting, which on the application you can pick up to 3 programs, but students can only participate in 1 program due to the amount of industry certifications, this technical skill attainment that you'll be obtaining, and college applications and free college credit that you can also obtain as well. Students will also be asked to write a writing sample of 2 questions. Why are you applying to DCTS? And tell us about your educational interests and goals. They're great questions to start thinking about if you are interested in DCTS, or if you just want to start thinking about your possible careers. They're great ideas to start thinking about. So at DCTS, we do offer additional programming for students to continue in technical skill attainment, as well as getting the hands-on experience of testing out these fields, seeing if they're a good fit, and seeing what they might be doing when they get to some of these job choices that they might be seeing someday. So we do offer job shadowing and mentoring, where students have the opportunity to follow someone around, get an idea, ask questions, see different facilities at job sites, and see what they might do for training, ask the business professionals in the different industries, the types of things that they'll be seeing, maybe the types of equipment, and get a feel for what that idea looks like. We also offer cooperative education experiences for our students to actually start making money and going to a job site and putting their technical skills to use at an actual job. So they get the hands-on experience and training that they need to leave the school during the day and actually get the experience of working at a job site with these industry professionals as they're continuing to perfect their technical skills. With our teachers who are here tonight, does anyone want to share any experiences about cooperative education with their students? Or have anything that they want to say about the cooperative education program?
So I would just chime in there. I just want to cover a couple items, and if anybody else wants to chime in, that's fine. With the application process, one, you have very good eyesight. If you actually saw the website address there, but our application process, we currently have about 125 applications already for the programs in construction. We're estimating something under that in terms of the number of spaces we'll have available. So if you are interested and you have not applied, please get the application in. We do have a soft deadline of the end of February for consideration. And I saw at least two of the individuals did have applications already submitted or in the works. In terms of jobs and careers, the pathways that these in the construction definitely have a number of co-op experiences, and also a great demand in terms of jobs right after they leave here, or possibilities in terms of additional training and a job. So the fields of construction, carpentry, welding, electrical, heating, ventilation, all of the fields are very competitive in terms of employers competing for getting quality workers. And so it's a real good career pathway to go down. Now that I occupied a little bit of the time, anybody else want to chime in on the school to career programs, job shadowing, mentoring, co-op?
Sure, I can jump on for building trades. Mr. Wojcik isn't on right now, but just speaking about his program and about 2 or 3 other programs we have, co-op students. Our students in skilled trades are in very high demand at this point. Our co-op coordinator, Mrs. Marshall, gets a multitude of requests for students to be able to come into the field and do an apprenticeship / cooperative education to work, since there is such a large shortage of skilled laborers and skilled workers. With that being said, our students are getting some really fantastic internships with big companies, smaller companies, big companies like Wawa, JJY, very custom builders that are looking for students to do a lot of custom work. And the students we put out on co-op are usually the top tier students that have done really well in the classroom. They have done really well with their skill and their trade in the classroom, as far as the theory and knowledge and the workroom, and they're putting it out there in the trade. She sees them every other week, just kind of do a check in their school. And being a cooperative education student is a very, very difficult job, because you're not only managing your homeschool classes, you're managing our classwork, but then also working full-time. So they are definitely working hard, both in and out of the classroom, but they're getting an immense amount of experience, which is extremely invaluable, and will be very, very informed as they go into the workforce going forward.
Thank you so much, Dan. Do any of the other teachers have anything that they'd like to share, or want to talk about some of the jobs that the students have done in their co-op, or how many students go out on co-op?
I can talk, Scott. As of right now, we have 5 out on co-op, that 2 already have job offers for full-time positions when they graduate in June. So it does lead to full-time employment for the most part. Last year we were in the same situation. We had 4 out on co-op. All 4 wound up getting full-time employment by the time they graduated. So it does lead to that. As Mr. Palmer said, I mean, it's usually for our second-year students or third-year students that obviously are doing everything they're supposed to be doing at their home school and our school that qualify for it.
I can speak for the electrical class. We have 3 out right now, and all 3 students are working with past graduates that are still working at that company. So it can lead to a full-time job.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for sharing your experiences with your students. Additionally, we do offer student organizations for our students to participate in with Skills USA, FCCLA, HOSA, and the National Technical Honor Society. We do not offer any sports or other extracurriculars. If you are participating in those at your sending school, definitely continue to participate in them. They're a lot of fun, make you well-rounded, you meet people, and you're continuing to learn and participate in different skills, which is so fun. This year, DCTS is hosting the Skills USA competition, so we are excited to have that. But again, our students can participate in these and participate in the student organizations at their high school. Additionally, we offer dual enrollment and other college opportunities for our students at DCTS to get a head start and try out college if they're interested. We do offer Widener University courses where students can obtain potentially up to 30 college credits by the time they graduate high school with DCTS. These courses do change annually, where students can start taking general education courses that are really exciting, that can transfer with them to any other college or university. So dual enrollment credits are transferable. They can take them with you to another college, university, or trade school. The next set of college credits that we're going to talk about are not transferable. But again, we're always looking to advance in these courses to give students opportunity for the possibility of college credit. These are discounted courses as well. For Widener, it is $300 per class. So students can take several credits in the fall, winter, and spring, so they can start getting those out and out of the way to start going into major classes, maybe pick up another major, a minor, certificate, or potentially graduate early from college, which is awesome. So our other types of college credit that are not transferable are students occupationally and academically ready, also known as SOAR, which comes from the state of Pennsylvania. We've had several students participate in this program, which is awesome, where students can automatically earn college credit for completing 2 years at DCTS. They need a 2.5 GPA in career technical education. They complete the program task list and complete the NOCD exam as well. So at collegetransfer.net, that link at the bottom, you can actually see all of the colleges that are partnered in this program. They're across the state of Pennsylvania, and they award a minimum of 6 college credits. Some schools will offer up to like 18 college credits, depending on the equivalency that they are able to provide for students who complete the program. So to obtain the credits per school, they have to go to that specific school to earn those credits. So an example of kind of how this works is something similar, but we call them local agreements because they're between DCTS and one other college or university. So we have many logos that are on this list right here. These are not all of the schools, universities, and trade schools that we partner with. The full list is listed on our website that we'll display at the end of this presentation. But students are eligible to also obtain college credit, and I put an example right there with exercise therapy and sports science in another field where students can complete those items and go to a certain school for equivalency credit. So with Newman University, for instance, those students can earn 9 college credits right there. So all of our agreements have something similar to this, which is really exciting for them to get a jump start on their college experience, and again, potentially graduate early, lessen tuition, don't have to pay for the books for those classes, and potentially graduate early, get a major, another minor, or another certification, which is absolutely incredible. So with all of that being said, with all of our programs, you can find us online at our website, dciu.org/DCTS. You will find information, the full course description on all of our programs, as well as 360-degree photos where you can explore our laboratories, click around and see the industry certifications, dual enrollment, agreements with colleges, the types of jobs that students can learn and earn, and so much more, which is incredible. Additionally, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Delco Tech HS. That gets updated all the time, where you can see current projects that our students are working on. If you scroll back far enough, you can see previous projects students are working on, and so much more. At this time, before we get into our questions, do any of the teachers or DCTS administration have anything that they'd like to add about the programs that we've discussed tonight? Okay, well, I'm going to get into our first question that we have tonight if no one has anything, but feel free to jump in if you do have something that you'd like to add about your program. So our first question that we received is, what happens if students start in their senior year and only have 1 year in by graduation?
I can jump in and pick on that. So if a student realizes at some point that they want to come to DCTS as a junior going to be a senior, they can still attend our school and apply just as any other student and are more than welcome to. They won't complete, with our programs, there is a task list. The task list has, hundreds of tasks that students need to complete over a 2/3 year program in order to be course completers. Obviously, if a student is only with us 1 year, they won't have the opportunity to finish the entire task list, but they will still have a good opportunity for a year to really work on a good portion, probably close to half of what is on that task list. And a lot of skills as far as machinery, safety, getting their OSHA 10 certification. They'll get a couple of certifications before they leave, regardless if they're a first or second year student. They just won't exactly finish the program, but they'll still get a very good jump on, post-secondary, either employment and or education. They'll have an opportunity going forward from their sending school. So it's still a great jump. You don't finish the program, but still a lot of good opportunity.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Our next question: when will students find out if they have been accepted or not?
So I'll answer that, provided I remembered to turn on my microphone. So the answer is, our intention is to notify the districts and students during the month of April, hopefully early in the month of April. The key thing with the Construction Academy and with the construction programs, students really have to be aware that we get a lot of applications for these programs, and most, if not all, of our programs are at or near capacity from the beginning. And so students, with the acceptance, that's one of the reasons why we want to get it out early in April, if at all possible, just so that we can then make sure the student understands they're accepted and intends to come, because any student that chooses not to come or hasn't fully researched or are 100% committed to our programs for the upcoming school year does prevent somebody else from one of the other districts or from their own district from attending. And the programs that we have in the construction areas generally will be able to have roughly 200 students participating in those programs, give or take a couple students. And it is a mix of students, mainly in 11th and 12th grade. We do have some 10th grade students that start with us. Our programs, some of them we do highly recommend starting in 10th grade, but that's some of the key information in terms of the application. The application soft deadline is for any program that will be at capacity or close to capacity. The soft deadline is the end of February, with notifications for the first set of applications that we receive by early April is what we anticipate.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Our next question that I have is for all of the teachers. What are some possible projects that students will be working on in your program?
So I'll jump in for building trades. Currently at this point, students are working on creating a large or oversized shed / house within the setting. Obviously, I don't have any pictures in front of me, but right now they're afraid. They did the foundation several weeks ago. They did all of the rough framing as far as the exterior and the sheathing that's going on outside. It is studded up. They've done 3 openings, 2 for windows and 1 for a front door, regarding all the studs and all of the structure. They'll be putting on a roof, shingles, they'll wire in a couple of switches as well as ceiling fans. They will do all of those skills that building trades works on within their task list. So they're currently working on a huge, obviously oversized shed/house within our building. It's about, I'd say, close to a quarter to a third of the way done. Again, going through all those skills of, rough construction, framing, putting up roofing, doing a lot more structure within, throwing in windows, siding, doors, all of those things that they'll need to know to go into the building trades area.
For the plumbing and HVAC, some of the projects we're working on are, we start out with basic electricity. We do sheet metal. We do black pipe, we do copper projects, soldering and brazing. We also have working systems, meaning HVAC systems that are operational in the shop area, so they're installing them and also troubleshooting. Along with, we have a mocked up house in there where they're roughing in sinks, roughing in bathrooms, running gas lines, running water lines, PEX, copper, pretty much everything that's in. It's all real world. We have nothing simulation. It's all real world they're using in the shop areas.
For welding,
Go ahead, Justin.
I'll go. For welding, a lot of our program is based in the welding booths, just on small weld joints. As students progress through the different welds they have to complete, they are able to get out of the booths onto the shop floor. We do as many real world type projects as we can. Every year, the last marking period, we do a larger scale project where students will be involved in, they kind of come up with the idea of what they want to build. Then they are responsible for the design and engineering of the project, how it's going to work. And most of the students in the program will work on some part of it. Last year, oh, my lights went out. Last year, we did a large grill smoker, 100% student fabrication and welding and design, and it came out great.
Okay, as far as the electrical class, we do basic electric and then more advanced electric, residential, commercial, and very light industrial. They work with Romex and other plastic boxes, metal boxes, and then we move into working with commercial and industrial as far as different cables and piping. The other thing is, when the students prove to me that they are more advanced than that, I take them into motor controls, which at some point they could really make a lot of money on.
Perfect. Our next question, we have, will students be notified even if they are not accepted?
So I was waiting for Dr. Lomas to chime in. She obviously wanted to pun it.
I wanted to let you handle that one.
Yes. So the answer is yes. My intention and the application process this year and last year, a significant amount of interest in our programs, especially in construction, significant amount of applications. Generally, we do two categories of students that are accepted and then students that are on a wait list, meaning that we did not have enough space in the program. If there's a student issue that would create a concern about us accepting a student, wondering if it's the right fit, prior to us indicating to the student, hey, we don't think it's the right fit, we would follow up with the district, the student, and attempt to get a better understanding what the student wants out of our program and what's to be different for a student participating in our program. So this year we are planning to notify everybody. The notifications go to the districts, but we will also be notifying directly students so that they're aware of where they're at. We do anticipate about 800 applications. I expect we'll be able to accept between 550 and 650 students, depending on how many students return to us. So by and large, students get into a program that they're comfortable with, and we do provide the notifications as early as possible in the process, but we would be looking at them for, again, everybody being notified sometime in April is my intention.
I chime in that it is a possibility. The reason that we ask students to choose first, second, and third choice, if your first choice is full, it is possible that we may need to move a student into their second choice of program, or possibly program, just to be able to offer to students that are highly interested.
Perfect. Thank you for the answers. Our next question, does DC curriculum offer any trade school programs for postgraduates?
So I guess I can take that question, kind of a double, there's two answers to that question. One, for two, we don't currently have any adult student programs at the secondary school. We do have an adult LPN program. However, for a student that maybe that has special education needs or has an IEP, there are some opportunities depending on the district for really continue in maybe a 13th year, but that would be a decision through an IEP team.
Perfect, thank you. If anyone has any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I have one last question for all of our teachers. Why should students consider your program in career and technical education?
So I'll jump in for building trades. So just to give you an idea for building trades is definitely a jack of all, I would say, as John or Mr. Moore had alluded to. Mr. McEwen alluded to earlier. His trade involves obviously a lot of plumbing and electric, while building trades is the same thing. It involves plumbing, it involves electric, also involves something like Mr. Milio does, carpentry, rough carpentry. It is a mix of many of the trades. You get a lot more smattering of a lot of the trades across the board. You get light wiring as well, just as Mr. McGinnis does electrical. So it's a little piece of every one of those jobs. It's more of like that general contractor kind of position. It's a great position to have at this point. A lot of families and a lot of contractors, a lot of commercial institutions are looking for people that know a lot, or at least enough about everything, which is fantastic. And then it gives them a chance later to specialize. Maybe you specialize later in electrical, specialize in plumbing or HVAC, or carpentry as well. So building trades is that position where you learn a lot about everything. And then at some point you could, hone your skills later at a post-secondary institution, or continue with the company to build your skills in that particular area that you have an interest in. So building trades is one of those things where, if you want to learn a lot about everything, it is definitely the place to be.
I'll go. I think any one of the programs in the trades is a good bet. The students are getting an opportunity to get their foot in the door to a career, to make good money, make a good living at something they enjoy doing. We're building cool stuff. The job's different every day. Welding in particular, besides another trade, I don't know, we cut metal with fire. That's pretty cool. I don't know.
So I would chime in with the statement that, in my judgment, we have some excellent teachers in this construction academy. They provide top-notch education, top-notch training. Most, if not all of them, have spent considerable time in their associated union or in their training programs, either apprenticeship program training or training as an adult student. So even after a student leaves us, training continues. But I would say one of the key reasons to want to be in any of the tech areas that are in our construction fields or we have a bunch of teachers that are top-notch, know their field inside and out, and bring a lot to their students day in, day out.
I can add a story from the past. I had the person that runs the apprenticeship program for Local 654, the IBEW, out of Chichester, come into my class, and one of my former students had done a pipe, made a pipe bend, and he put multiple bends in one piece of pipe, and the person that took care of the apprentices said that he had fifth-year students in the apprenticeship program that wouldn't even attempt doing that piece of pipe work without 3 pieces of pipe. So I've got over 30 years experience in the field, and I try to impart as much of that to the kids as possible.
And I will jump in on the HVAC plumbing side. Again, as Mr. McGinnis, I'm along with Mr. McGinnis. I have over 30 years experience in the field. Obviously, I'm passionate about the field. I'm involved with the plumbing, heating, cooling contractors in the area. I'm at meetings with these other contractors probably 4 to 5 times a week, along with teaching at that school at night. At the end of the year, I'm probably getting calls anywhere from 20 to 30 contractors at a minimum looking for employees. It's something different every day. You're working with your hands, you're outside, you're in buildings, you're not doing the same thing every day, which is usually what, if you're going into trade, that's what you like. So again, it gives you that opportunity to work with your hands, do different projects, work with different things, depending on what you like doing. Just as any of the fields we just talked about, the pay is, in my opinion, just crazy right now, what students are getting paid in the industry. Again, I wish I was 30 years younger, starting over again at that pay, but I'm on the other side of that now. But it's a great trade. It's rewarding. It pays itself off, and I can't say enough about it. That's any of the trades.
One of the other things that hasn't been brought up, one of the things that I try to do is I get a lot of my graduates come back after they've worked for a few years. And after they get out and they've either gone to a secondary school or they're working, I have them come back and they talk to the new students about what it was like in the class when they were in the class and what it's been like since. This past Friday, I actually had one of my graduates from my first graduating class come back, and he's actually looking for people to work with him. So he was talking to my afternoon class about going out to work with him.
That's awesome. Thank you everyone for sharing your different stories and why our students, our potential students, should join the Delaware County Technical High School. There are no more questions that I have or that have been asked in the chat. So if anyone has any last minute comments they would like to share before I wrap things up, please feel free to.
So I will, unless somebody unmutes themselves fairly quickly, I will make a wrap-up comment, and then we will end the this virtual open house. So I just want to say thank you to all of our teachers and staff who has put together this open house and virtual. It's one of the opportunities that we provide for students to get a better sense of our programs. Last year, we did not allow visits. For most students, we may have set up a couple in unique circumstances, but by and large, last year we did not. This year, we are allowing students to visit our programs to be able to get a better sense, is it the right program for them, and to meet our students and also our teachers. So I would strongly urge anybody who is considering the construction areas to set up a visit through your school counselor to come see our program. Same way with having contact with us. By all means, you can email us, you can follow us, get the email addresses off of our website, or you can reach out through the application. There's an email address on the application system. So you can reach out that way also. So I do want to say thank you to all of our staff, especially Ms. Cotton, who has done the lion's share of the work on these virtual open houses. I do appreciate it. I want to thank all of our staff for participating in this. If nobody has anything else to say, that will conclude our recording time. And Ms. Cotton, you want to do your normal closing?
Sure, of course. Again, you can find us on dciu.org/DCTS and our social media at Delco Tech HS. This recording will be posted on our website, hopefully by tomorrow. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to call either campus, Fallcroft or Aspen, and ask any questions and follow up with us. We hope to see you at DCTS, and have a great evening and stay healthy. Bye.